How's it going, everybody? I'm Tanya and this is Growing Groceries. And I actually have a video for you guys today that took place last year. Last year we got an incubator for eggs, chicken eggs, and we decided to try and hatch our own. We took 7 of our own eggs from our coop. I picked them out specifically for which eggs were the color that I wanted. And the hen that was my favorite, Pickles, I wanted to hatch one of hers. And it all really started because Pickles was killed by our dog, unfortunately. She got out and our German Shepherd that we had at the time got a hold of her and killed her. And she was my favorite chicken. So naturally I took the last egg that I had from her and I wanted to hatch it. So we grabbed 6 other eggs that we had got that day, and we took some eggs from the counter, the newer eggs from like the last couple of days, and I went through them and I picked which eggs I wanted to hatch out, and we ended up with 7 going in the incubator because we didn't want to overwhelm ourselves either. So I've got a collection of videos. Like I said, it was kind of a last minute thing. We weren't really expecting to hatch eggs at that time. So I didn't take video of setting it up because I was setting it up in a panic. But I got a couple pictures and I've got video of later on in the hatching process. And I'll go through it and explain what happened as best I can. And then you'll see what happened at the end, how many chickens we actually ended up with. And I will let you know, because this was a year ago, remember, how many of those chickens ended up being roosters and how many ended up being hens. So here are the 7 eggs. You can see the blue one kind of in the middle there. That was Pickles' last egg. Three days left. It's time to take the egg turner out and put them in lockdown. Hopefully all 7 will hatch in just a couple days. Okay. Water's been added. I'm trying to keep them both around 2/3 of the way filled because that's what it said to do on the paperwork. I just filled it, so humidity is going to spike a little bit and then it's supposed to settle back around 70% and stay there for the next 3 days. The vent is fully open. So go figure, that chick finally hatched when I was out of the room.
Those are so lively. Oh, don't lean against the city. Chicky! Okay. It's coming at you, Chicky. You. Good sister. Good sister, bad sister.
Can you stop that, please, Lucas? Be nice.
Good A chicky, Mom.
There it is. Hi.
Hi, little chicky. A chicky.
Yeah, a chickie.
Here's your little chicky sister.
Yeah, the chickie's got a sister.
Or brother, or another sister, or another brother.
Yep, hopefully.
Hi, sister. Hi, Freddy. Yeah, maybe mommy and sister. Mommy, sister.
The mommies are our chickens out in the backyard. Those are the mommies.
Look inside the egg. It's red.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's a blue. Baby. I see baby right here. Yeah, they're all babies. All right, don't lean against it. Don't lean against it, okay? Wow, they've really scratched this.
So that's number 3. And so far, still no Pickles baby. That's the egg I was watching like a hawk. Now, these guys are so adorable. And I was so excited that I had any of them hatching, let alone 3 at this point. But when they got fluffy like this, oh my goodness. Look how stinking cute they were. So cute. Eventually, in the middle of the night, a 4th egg hatched. And it was Pickles baby. And I was thrilled. Unfortunately, we only had 4 of the 7 hatch. I don't know what went wrong with the others. But they just didn't hatch. And when I eventually finally candled them, because it had been several days, they were, it didn't look like there was anything going on in there. And it looked like there probably hadn't been for a while. So this one here is Primo, which is Pickles baby. That one over there is Cosmo's baby that Sadie was calling Daddy Chicken. It's the coolest looking out of all of them. These 2, I think, are the 2 black Australorps chickens. Just based off the fact they look just like them. Alright, so this is the part where I'm going to go through the stats with you guys. First of all, it took 21 days for them to hatch. Out of 7 eggs, we got 4 chickens. Well, chicks. And eventually, 2 of them started to crow. And we're like, okay, 2 out of 4, 50%, sounds about right. Eventually, they got pretty aggressive, so they ended up going to freezer camp. And unfortunately, about 3 or 4 weeks later, the other 2 started to crow as well. I was in denial for a while because one of them was Pickles baby. Eventually their spurs came in and they got very, very mean. There was no doubt about it. All 4 were roosters. The 3 that didn't hatch probably would have been 3 hens, because that would just figure, wouldn't it? But that was our first experience hatching eggs. 4 roosters. And it's one of those things you learn from. There's nothing you could do. I mean, there's old wives' tales about choosing eggs based off the shape. And honestly, though, it's a coin toss. It's just luck of the draw. And that's why the next time around I ended up buying chicks that were day old, sexed chicks, based off of the color at their sexed at birth, and you know you're gonna get hens, because I wasn't playing around with getting attached to them again. Just for every one of them ending up to be roosters was sad. The kids handled it great. I think I was more sad than anyone, but so yeah, we don't have any of them anymore. We ended up getting some hens later on that year that are now out with the rest of our flock, and they're doing great. And one of them was Pickles Jr. is what we call her. She's the same type of chicken Pickles was, and she's just similar personality. Not quite as curious as Pickles always was, which is one of the reasons she was my favorite. She was just so fun to watch. But in honor of her, we have another Pickles, so the legacy lives on. But anyway, so thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. Maybe even learned something from it. If this was helpful for you at all, or if you enjoyed it, please hit the thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. It would mean a lot to me. I am not a monetized channel, but it means a lot to me when I see I have a new subscriber. So thank you guys, and God bless, and I'll see you next time. Bye.